Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Mark Roden, and today we are going to be going over, in my opinion, the top 10 best sounding cars out there. Before we get into it, yes, I shaved. Yes, I look like a toddler. Yes, I look horrible, and I wish I didn't shave, but it's past that, alright? It's in the past, buddy. Also, guys, if you actually care at all, guess what? Today, I'm picking up the Integra from getting wrapped. It's been wrapped. It looks fantastic. The video will be out hopefully this week, maybe next week, but the video will be out soon so you guys can see the whole thing, and I am ecstatic, my friend. But anyway, without further ado, let's get right into the list with number 10. Number 10 is going to the Honda NSX NA1. This is the first generation of the NSX, not the new one. The new one does sound good, don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna be a little bit of a butt sniffer and tell you that the new one looks bad. It doesn't. It looks really good, and it sounds decent too. But this one, oh my god. Oh my god. Hondas in general have always had like a really high rev range, and this one came with a V6. It came with a 3.2 liter V6, making 290 horsepower, and it was rear wheel drive. Like I said, Hondas, it's like, you know how motorcycles sound so good, at least in my opinion. Obviously, we all have our own opinions on what sounds good or not, but motorcycles sound pretty good. That's how Hondas are. It's because it revs so high, it sounds like it's screaming at you, it sounds like it's yelling at you. And that's exactly how it is with the NSX. It's just a screaming banshee going down the road. Now, obviously, I did have to put this at number 10. I didn't want to put it too much higher because there are a lot of like high-end supercars on this list that sound just absolutely incredible. But still, the fact that they made this car in the 90s sound this good, oh my goodness. Coming in at the number 9 spot is one of those high-end supercars I was talking about, the Mercedes CLK GTR. Yes, this puppy, dude, isn't just sick looking, isn't just really good around the Le Mans of the racetracks. No, it also sounds incredible. It just has everything going for it. Mercedes has absolutely lost their way. When did they stop making cars like this? It comes with a 6.9 liter V12, making 622 horsepower, and it is rear-wheel drive. That is a car in the 90s, well actually it might have been the early 2000s, but still, with a pretty much 7 liter V12 making 622 horsepower. This thing was absolutely insane of its time, but its sound is even better. It has the typical V12 sound, but this time with the wonderful tuning of Germany. Like, yeah, Italy does great with their V12s. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you guys that Lamborghinis don't sound good, but when Germans do things, they just do it right, man. And Mercedes, they absolutely freaking smacked it out of the park. Coming into the number 8 spot is a car that's gotten a lot of praise lately, and it deserves the praise for what it is. But on top of that, I feel like people just don't think it's like, don't understand how good of a sound this thing produces. It's the Ford GT40, the original GT40, not the new GT, not the middle 2000s GT. No, the Ford GT40 back all the way in the 70s that was clapping Ferrari in Le Mans. It comes with a 4.9 liter V8, making 425 horsepower, in its rear wheel drive. Now, you may be like, okay, well, we've seen cars that are better than that in muscle cars today. I mean, for example, the freaking Camaro SSs are making more horsepower with a V8 just like that, and they sound good too. But the GT40 was purpose built back in the day to go fast, so it just sounds angry even at idle. Like, it sounds just like, it sounds like a mixture of a drag car plus a race car, because that's pretty much what it was. You know, it was an American V8 but stuffed into a race car at the time, and it just sounded amazing. Number 7 is going to a little bit of an oddball for sure, and I'm going to have to defend myself with this placement because a lot of people, I feel like, will probably disagree. It's the Lancia Stratos HF. It really depends on the type of person that you are, whether or not you like certain sounds, obviously. But something with the Stratos HF it was just perfection, man. Like, nowadays, they don't do things like this anymore. It came with a 2.5 liter V6, making only 190 horsepower, and it's all-wheel drive. It's a rally legend. We all know about the Stratos' history, but the reason why I put it on this list is because it almost has like a, you know how nowadays people always modify their BMWs? They tune their BMWs to pop and bang going down the road. That's like what this car was. Like, it was always popping and banging at you, but it did it naturally. It wasn't tuned to do that, and you can easily tell. On top of that, this car was built back when that wasn't a thing, you know? Cars weren't popping and banging down the road, and the Stratos HF was just different, and I love it for that. Coming in at the number 6 spot is, in my opinion, the best sounding BMW of all time, the BMW M1 ProCar. Take a normal BMW, right? Let's say you got yourself your 335i. Obviously, that's, you know, a little bit newer than the M1 ProCar, but you have yourself a 335i. It comes with an inline 6. If you modify it, it can sound pretty good. But then, imagine they did that exact same thing, and they put a 3.5 liter inline 6 in the car, making 470 horsepower going to the rear wheels. And then they made it want to race. You know how I said before with the GT40, it was like a normal V8, but it sounded angrier because it wanted to go fast? That's exactly what they did with the M1 ProCar. Imagine a BMW motor, right, stuffed into this car, but the BMW motor is tuned so that they don't care about the environment and making, you know, everybody, all the environmentalists happy. All they care about is making the fastest little rocket on the planet, and that's exactly what they did. And so it just sounds like the M1 ProCar is just ready to go at all points, and I love that. But there's no car that does that better than the next car. The McLaren F1 GTR. There are so many videos of the F1 just starting up that go viral. Just starting. Just turning on makes this car go viral. That's how good of a motor it had in it. It's kind of, if you can argue that this is another BMW, you know, BMW made the motor for this car, so you could definitely say like, okay, well, this is the best sounding BMW ever. I disagree. It comes with a 6.1 liter V12, making 618 horsepower, and it's rear wheel drive. Obviously, the car is incredible. We don't have to go over the history of the F1. We all know about the F1. It was a great car, but its sound was exactly like how I was talking about the BMW M1 and the Ford GT40 turned up to 11. It was a car that was just ready to go at all times, and it was just angry. Like I said, there's a reason why people literally go viral for taking a video of a McLaren F1 idling. It sounded ridiculous. It sounded like it was going to die because of how much it wanted to go fast. It is not meant to drive on public roads, and you can tell that just by listening to it. Coming in at the number 4 spot is another car that's just not meant for public roads. The Chevy Corvette C6R, C7R, and the C8R. These are all, either one of them, I honestly, even they had the C5R too, so even that one, if you want to include it in there, it doesn't matter. Whichever one it was, it always is sounding incredible. I actually went to a GT3 race not too long ago at Lime Rock, and the C8Rs are the loudest car on the track by far. When they drive by, you can feel them. They obviously have differing engines depending on which one you're talking about, but they're all really obviously incredibly fast cars that are incredible in their class. A lot of people talk about the GT40 and its history, and it did great and everything, but the Chevy Corvette C6Rs, C7Rs, they have an insane lineup. These things sound like they're literally, when they downshift, it sounds like the person is going in there himself with his hand and just breaking the gears to get it down into the next gear. It is mind-blowing how insanely monstrous these cars sound. It's literally just a V8 made by America, so it's already loud even stock, but just pumping, just trying to go faster and faster. On the complete other end of the spectrum, however, at third place is the Mazda 787B. If the Corvette we just talked about is more of like a deep, angry sounding like car, the 787B sounds like a nest of angry hornets is rushing at you at all times, and it is just incredible, dude. Rotaries have always just been incredible in general, but this one is just top tier. It comes with a 2.6 liter 4-rotor rotary engine, which is insane, making 690 horsepower, and it is rear wheel drive. Obviously, this is a purpose built race car. You're not driving this on the road or anything like that. And so, yeah, obviously it didn't need to have any sort of like things to stop with emissions, and so the car just was the raw sound of a 4-rotor rotary engine running around this track. There was no other sound like this. There never will be another sound like this car. It is literally insane. It is just absolutely mind-boggling. Yeah, I'm a JDM guy, so it makes sense why I put the Mazda 787B up so high, but at the same time, even if you have ears, I feel like you can't deny this car deserves to go down in history as one of the best. Second place, however, is a car that was the best sounding car of all time until somebody else came along, the Porsche Carrera GT. A lot of people understand that the CGT is truly just makes incredible angelic noises. It fits everybody's bill, whether you're a muscle car guy that likes the deep growl, whether you're somebody else that likes the higher pitched, you know, angry screaming, whether you're a German guy that likes the freaking, you know, middle of the road popping and banging stuff. This car had it all. It came with a 5.7 liter V10 making 605 horsepower and its rear wheel drive. Its performance was obviously incredible, don't get me wrong, but it never really like competed in racing or anything like that. It wasn't made for that. It was made as a status symbol that Porsche could build a hypercar if they wanted to, and the Carrera GT did exactly that. Its sound is insane. It is a perfect mixture of everything that you could possibly want in the sound of a car. It would be the best sounding car of all time if it wasn't for somebody else. And that somebody else is somehow Lexus with the wonderful Lexus LFA. Does it make any sense how Lexus managed to make the best sounding car in the world? No, not at all. It is the most mind-boggling, weird act of nature that I've ever seen in my life. It feels like this car came from another dimension and it's not supposed to be here because it's Lexus, dude. Like, yeah, they've made cool cars, but they are not like a hypercar, best-sounding car in the world territory. The car came with a 4.8 liter V10 making 553 horsepower, and it is rear-wheel drive. It's pretty much, honestly, it could go both ways between whether or not you like the Carrera GT or the LFA better. They make similar sounds. The V10s just scream at you the entire time, but I think just the fact that the LFA alone is a smaller motor and B, a more weird car, like it's a Lexus hypercar, that it deserves a #1 spot all day, every day. Like, yes, the Carrera GT sounds very similar and you could definitely make an argument for both of them, but the LFA is just mind-boggling. It makes no sense. Where did this car come from? Why did they not make any more of them? But ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more content just like this. Let me know what other videos you'd like to see, obviously, in the comment section down below. Other ideas for videos, obviously, I always take those. Yes, the Integra video is going to be coming pretty soon. Also, for those that care, I'm going to be starting to do the deep dive videos pretty soon. Also, on top of all of that stuff, I'll probably make a whole video, well, at least I'll mention it in a couple more videos because like, people are more aware, because I know that not a lot of people are going to watch until the end of this video. But also, I will most likely be going back to doing a video every other day instead of every day, because the deep dive videos, I started to make one because I wanted to get back into it, and then I remembered why I stopped. I have 3 YouTube channels now. This is still my #1 priority, but I still have the other 2 to worry about. And I cannot make deep dive videos, take like 8 hours to make. I cannot realistically make a deep dive video and 2 other videos in one day by having enough time. I mean, I literally, if I did that, if I did 3 videos in one day, 1 for each channel, and I put the same amount of like effort into each one of them, I would not have enough time in the day to make that video. So I realized, you know what, maybe we'll do a video every other day for this channel as well. The other 2 channels already are at a video every other day, so you know, it just balances it kind of all out. But anyway, I hope you guys understand. It was still, honestly, you probably won't even notice. It'll most likely still be the, you know, same amount of videos. We'll probably do a little bit less, but whatever, it should be fine. But thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. Das Vidania, and have a nice night.